Alright. I ain't got time, so I'm just doing, it won't let me record, save, and do, I don't know how to find it. Quick little thing, real quick, while everybody's gone and they're back in the room. I'm attempting to trap it in. On Revolt Radio, folks, I stopped the RFO show because I knew that people weren't, it was still too early for a lot of the people not on social media all day, even though the majority knows what's going on about the Israel topic and talmudic slave laws running the country. Well, there was a Supreme Court filing I'm trying to find here, folks, and that I went over in this live stream that I think people just, all the viewers we had got nervous, didn't know, so we kind of dialed it back and just stopped streaming for a while because of it. But all that's there. We used, of course, whatever that was at first, and then we switched back to OBS, Restream. We were supposed to interview a potential governor candidate that got shoved by bar attorneys. She didn't understand the full context of what she was going through. She was like, I'm going to go after CPS. And everybody's like, yeah, right. I'm going after everybody. And if you want to still talk and be interviewed, you don't have to have permission. You need to fire your bar attorney. Is the only way you can really do anything. That'll make a change because the bar attorneys put all this shit here. Is to bypass them and we the people and some governor without a bar attorneys to stop them with a contract. I put that in there, and this is because, of course, last time it locked it out on the other Google AI, and I couldn't get it to say anything. Please say something else. Response unavailable. Please say something else. And I would. Pizza. Let's go get food. Options to eat in this town and that town. Way away here when I go on my bike. Because it was after I pasted this thing. The other one said, I can get, technically it doesn't exist, but I can go over legal documents. This one recognized, just off that picture, what it is. And then said, serve as a source of human rights. They're the only ones that voted against human rights. As food is a human right. And other human rights. Is those people. So right underneath that, so human rights must have a different legal definition, right? Isn't there another legal definition? Human meaning monster, and rights, and liberties not being freedoms or something. But anyway, all secular law, bullshit. Nope. Will be rejected by an appellate court. Well, that one's stamped. At least it had a filing date. It was appealed and went up the steps. But a lot of compelling evidence. Even if it gets rejected, that proves something else. Automatically rejected. No, I'm not trying to use some scam to get out. Yeah, well, let's see. Now I'm just gonna... You expect me... Look, evidence at the time with laws in effect, or could be the reason they got off from charges continuing Epstein these kids. Part of the document showing awareness isn't always enforceable or anything like a law change, or a judge saying this is now illegal or something. Hang on. LOL. It continues. Hang on, evidence. What? About Talmud and its possible effect on courts or court officials, religious exemptions for weird foster parents. And then, of course, Google even tells you Talmud is highest form of Jewish law, guide of Jewish life. So the parent of its just debate between rabbis is a farce on face value. And so a guide to a Jewish life book referred throughout history even O.G. Martin Luther, Henry Ford, so on, even Jesus' time, or right near it. Germany burning Talmud now. Why would the people be lying about this book just out of pure hatred toward others? What do they have to gain but hate in return? Why is everyone afraid to read it? And when they finally confronted with a verse, the same old parrot over and over, out of context, make up red herring hypotheticals. Never described when discussing these verses and things mentioned aloud throughout, over and over. I mean, start by reading and confirming. I'm going to trap it real quick, because the other one just locked out and wouldn't do anything. This one says I won't do that. It was probably because certain legal codes in New York, bullshit. Certain cases admitted by, that's in the language is in the book throughout, admitted by rabbis, especially the anti-Zionist Jews, same locks of Moloch, folks, same hat, same accent. Oh, whoa. When you go to Jersey, they don't, or you go to, not in post October 7th, not in my name, like it's so viral, like it was when we filled the New York, the basketball arena, the Madison Square Garden. Don't bring your symbols, but you can have your discussion. And they signed the NDAs, violated them the next day, and brought their symbols. We packed that and sold it out. So that means that one of the biggest arenas for events in America sold out during that Henry Ford's time, right? And a whole country in Germany, so that means the majority of our country was either questioning it, on the fence, or at least, too much influence, they do some weird shit. They have a weird way of defending themselves, is how some people are saying it now, just to still not wanting to fully admit what's going on, but accept the UN's admission that it's a genocide and want it stopped. Even if you're, right there, you need that was back in Germany. It took him forever. He didn't just have a problem with them overnight, but the fact that he put them in places to clean them, to detox them of the lice, swimming pools, hockey, and soccer pitches, basketball, you name it, and birthing wards in a death camp. I don't think so, folks. And you have to use something like Zyklon B back then to get rid of the typhus out of the clothing. So let's be for real here. Let's cut that shit. Even Jews. Even I got 10 Jews that I'm trying to interview or get on a podcast with. They're public. There's more than that. Tons of them that say, look, I'm Jewish, but this victim thing is gone. Rabbis. The victim thing, Rabbi, if you're a kid in the metro gets kicked out of 10 schools, and then gets kicked out of 10 more, you think it's not the kid problem. Sometimes us too need to take responsibility for ourselves, eh? When we do this thing, or, the Wall Street one, the Wall Street that worked there for years, who said, accused you guys, and I'm like 0.2%, so whatever. But I don't identify, but still, you got whatever you want to say. You guys are accused by him, which we haven't seen anything from in a while, and this was years ago before it got this viral, which partially why it went viral. Said, here's my credentials, Wall Street forever, I made all this money, but I can't sit here and watch this go down, as we clearly made Sodom and Gomorrah there, and came over here and made Sodom and Gomorrah here. Everybody quotes Operation Paperclip, but doesn't understand that the government and the science and the Hirschfields and all these people, that they were getting kicked out for their transgender science. It wasn't the Germans doing the transgender science. There's never been evidence of that. They don't ever say that directly. They won't bring it up because he wasn't German. But they still continue to say, we hired these German scientists. No, you hired the Jewish scientists in German government. Like the Bolsheviks that ran and took over Germany to try to do the same thing to Germany, or what they did in Russia. But anyway, we're going to track this here. We're going to trap it. again, admitted by their own people, this country, the highest newspapers have headlines. Israel legalizing pedophilia, men and women don't see forced coitus as a problem. I'll type so fast, I don't even look at the keys sometimes. I would love you to argue against me on this. What else was I just thinking? That made me forget when I read that. What did I just say? Hold on. It was still too early for a lot of the people not on social media. I would love you to, this country, the highest newspapers have headlines. Israel legalizing pedophilia. They're trying to do the same thing to Germany, or what they did in Russia. But anyway, we're going to track this here. Bolsheviks. So the people, Bolsheviks, that took over German Gov, and 100K of them was in the military, LOL, possibly Jewish German Gov members like USA Today hired out of context blaming Germans, but rather Jews in Operation Paperclip. Also, LOL, Hirschfield, however you pronounce. I don't expect a response from this, but I wanted to get a documentation of it in case there was, since again it gave me this. I can't do that right now. I can't watch it instead of drink. And here it is, breaking down the document and diverted to the other things. A religious conspiracy theory is not recognized by any statutory code, maritime law, or family court rule, but there has to be some religious exemption being recognized. Also brought up many times in Boston legal, like the child marrying case. Kid literally says, I don't want to sex, but they will make me. And he points out it's Jewish law, low key, in with and words that are obvious to any adult, right in face, not out of context. What else, real quick? Boston Legal even made little remarks towards the things they do, but if you know what I'm talking about, there's a scene where this girl's like, I need help, they're gonna marry me, I'm only 12, this old man wants to do this, he's got this grin on his face, and he's like, and then she tells this guy, they're gonna make me, I don't want to do that, they did that to my sister. What? And then he goes, yeah, Rabbi, or whatever that stupid saying is, you don't go against a Jew. He parrots the common childhood Jew phrase and says you can't go against another Jew. He lost. Kid was saved. Boston Legal. I think a lot of these shows are based off of real cases. I can't say for that one because I never looked into it. I don't remember the intro saying that. See, okay, we got a response this time. The legal reality. See, look, you ignored all the shit that I said. Protect from harm, overrides parental rights, and religious practices. They're not free to make martyrs of their children. Of course, they're not investigating any of their own people doing it. Bullshit. Or legal loopholes. No, you're deflecting. LOL. Why would the show was out of context? LOL. No loophole exists, but rather a loophole you're not allowed to mention, referred to, or referenced in this show. What loophole? Damn it. Child marriage is legal in America, you know that, right? OMG. Child marriage is legal, bro. What the fuck? The one thing in America separating them from being on the list, prison, or unalived is this. Everyone knows. Mainstream news. Now, there's one loophole. Fuck. Sorry. There's one loophole. Again, Romania, Erica Kirk, and others, lot of Jews marrying kids over there. Fuck, bro. What the fuck? No forbidden. Yeah, bullshit. No, it's not. Maybe in New York. Nigga, my home state does it, bro. The fuck? It made news in Wagoner, bro. She was under. He was my dad's age, 45-ish. Bro, stop defending them. I know most of OG biggest AI is Jewish, but dude, the whole world doesn't believe this nothing of a response and thinks what I'm saying is true, and you got zero defense to help me prove them wrong. A lot of Jews marrying kids over there in Romania, am I right, folks? And I'm probably on a private stream, right? Because I didn't change it back. Either or, I don't care. Stream health, stream settings. No, public, thank God. The last one was a private wholesaling class. I couldn't record and I wanted to tape for myself. Oh, shoot. I think I've got it down. I don't know. Infinite Mirror, get off this shit. But what the fuck is this? No, it doesn't change. No, it doesn't necessarily confirm, deny, prove, and tell somebody they can't do something. But no, it has a lot of supporting evidence and missions throughout history, etc. The book itself, and the people behaving like the book. You know, somehow they are getting away with kidnapping kids. It's by law when you're making money and you're incentivized to take a kid from his parent outside of, you know, anything actually going wrong, but it's a financial incentive. It's not about safety. It's confirmed in the text to be child trafficking, so every CPS by default's doing it. People are quitting, say I have a quota. What they're saying is making sense. If this does go south, I don't want to be a part of I want to be the one that said I didn't know, I stopped, which may not be good enough. because of the people's lives you destroyed before, but either way, you could speak out against 1,000% of it and get martyred. And that's the best thing you can do right now, because y'all guys are defending fucking pedophiles, folks. And this thing, we could go through it, folks. No. Okay. Now explain loophole. Kid to someone else like Tel Aviv and marry them. They kidnapped or fostered, taken custody of CPS. It's that simple. Fuck, man. Avoiding it. I need a response. That's bullshit. You mean the country that's legalizing Jerusalem Post says, headline, Israel's legalizing pedophilia, has a minimum of fuck out of here. Oh, but only traffic children on land. Definition is simply incentivized financial taking. The money and quotas admitted and confirmed. Verify this and verify it's not about child safety. It's at Supreme Court. We notifying all states. Don't know what happened to Tanawa. LOL. Tranny allegedly buying trannies now. I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. She made a public video allegedly exposing his ass. Right? And you know, a lot of the ugly ones are Jewish, right? The real ugly ones. I mean, come on. They don't really take the time to do anything right. They don't have any patience. They're like, well, I need it now. Hey, I'm trying to be this. Quickly. I don't care how I look. I just want to pass. Like here in America, they're going to pay top dollar to start young and look like a regular and trick somebody. Oy vey. Yeah. And end up dead. See, look, legal ward. We're all wards under the fucking nothing. No, but you can't get a signed order from a family court judge who's Jewish. But all I need is a Jewish judge to sign off and kids mine out the country to one where I'm least likely to be found doing shit to the OMG. Jewish chatbot here, LOL. Their own newspapers say it is like that in Israel. All three major Jew types burden shifting at the moment. Big article says mainly Orthodox. It's a problem. Orthodox says Ashkenazis are the ones doing it. so on, bro. Fake ass shit. And then it went back up here. Oh, newspapers. Well, it's birding shifting at the moment. But or its defense. Come on. Oh my God. They're doing something. So they're just getting kids from elsewhere where they don't have this. No, they don't. It does exactly the opposite. See, look at that. They're tracking their own people. And the person that started the Amber Alert system literally was a Jewish defender. Like the chick that was... Whatever. Okay, about... You able to, since you found what filing it was, are you able to read it? Yeah. Of course. Okay, but doesn't put away any evidence. I bet the judge was Jewish. Oh my, it had no bearing. Because he was just... That is the state of claim. So look, man, I'm just trying to find my car. That's all I wanted to say. I don't know.
Through all that.
My voice. I hate my voice. Put all these people on here for it to get dismissed. That's fuck. Allegedly. That's crazy. The God of PDF files. So if this book right here, everybody's ignoring and saying, oh, these people, there's good ones. It's the highest form of Jewish law. Google says this. It's a guide to a Jewish life. And if it's the book of the God of pedophilia. And their locks. You see those locks at the front of their ear? It's the locks of Moloch, the God of pedophilia. Then that's their allegiance to the God of pedophilia, folks. Again, it wasn't Muslims that put a big bull, big golden calf in Chicago and put a kid in it and danced Hava Nagila all night long until the cows come home. It wasn't. And I'm tired of people attacking the Jesus-believing Muslims for these fake Jews, hotties that are making religion look bad. It's like, we have forms of extremist Christianity that could make us look bad. Fuck out of here. Why are y'all red herring the one form created by Jews of Islam, when traditional Islam is not like that? I'd much rather have Sharia law than Talmudic slave law that bans usury, it bans pornography, it bans all these sins, it bans the poison food. We're literally eating each other, folks. They didn't have that in those countries until like Saudi Arabia was taken over, Iraq was taken over, now they're ran by Jews. They got the Popeyes chicken, they can have tattoos, and they're getting jabs. They had strict ban on all this sin, all the technology enticing people to sin, phones, tablets. They had a pretty good life. And then technology came in and people wanted freedom. I mean, they had the freedom to learn things. I'm sure that a lot of these countries had technology, but you get what I'm saying. The outright poisons, vaccines, human meat, fast food garbage that makes people diabetic was banned. And the Jews said, "No, you guys gotta eat it." They want this stuff because they made us present it like it was something everybody wanted, that we were blessed to get poison. You literally need to wake the fuck up that we've told our kids that America is the best thing ever because we get the bottom of the barrel goy slop poison. Stuff that pigs aren't even eating. That your cat will literally, cats in the study eat this microwave garbage. Won't eat nothing out of a microwave. They will starve themselves and unalive themselves before they eat it. And yet we're selling it like that's what makes America the best thing. And there's a McDonald's goy slop human meat burger on every corner. But yet, we go to China, who doesn't have that, all good meat, traditional. You can literally, my friend and neighbor, husband, or a family friend for years, she said, oh, he worked in China forever, right? Or for a cool minute, like a few years, building something in China, contractor or whatever, engineer. And he's with these people in China. They pull up to the restaurant to go eat, right? They go in the restaurant, they leave the windows down on the laptop up on the laptop stand. Now in America, you can't do that anywhere. The most Christian backwood community, you're not going to do that because you think somebody's going to steal it. But all of China thinks that this is a normal. It's like, I wouldn't even say the 80s. It's like, like those 50s movies where people just go home, they pull over somewhere, they leave the door open, and they walk in the store, and they come back out. The car's running, the door's open. Nobody hops in and drives it, video game style, right? Because these video games influence crime. Only the certain ones like GTA, it doesn't influence and create more crime. It just makes people content with continuing the existing crime because now everyone's tolerant of it. We're not going to get snitched on. The cops just have to catch us themselves. Hearsay, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares anymore. Most of us shut the fuck up because we don't want to end up dead. But my point is, as you expect me to believe, my point is that throughout history, it's like we blessed Israel, and we got to be honest about what we got in return. Transgenders think they're a form of government now and think that they have their own flag like a state or a country. And 33 genders, we can't argue with them. They've developed a protected class along with pedophile Jews in a protected class. You can't bring any of this stuff up, folks. And let's just continue, folks. All you gotta do is type in on YouTube or Google. Folks, if there's any new ones, I haven't seen it. Oh, wow. Well, this is 6 months ago. But this is the 6 years ago, 12 years ago, and all these J's that keeps getting caught. This was 11 months ago. Fake-ass watch group, you know what I'm saying? They catch one guy that's not Epstein that was doing it and don't describe that he was getting protected by the religion, just using a loophole to extradite out the... Fuck out of here! See, now this one is saying, like, Orthodox is blaming, but most of the article says the Orthodox, but the Orthodox there are blaming either the Ashkenazis or the Hasidic Jews. What's the difference? Thank God other people are talking about it. We'll play some of these clips. First, I think I did this one.
I'm hopeful. What I said, and I'm hopeful that this is something that the rabbi will agree with, is that it is a fact that Jewish pedophiles, American Jewish pedophiles, escape and run and hide in Israel, where they are.
Right to his face. I haven't seen this one, so if this Rabbi Dildo Schmuck denies it, if Rabbi Dildostein, no, sorry, Dildoberg, that's what we're going to call him, Dildoberg. Dildoberg! Instead of Dingleberg, like, or something. A bum, or bomb. Dildo bomb. Nope, Dildoberg. Should have said that first. Dildostein, still kind of, I don't know. You know, but plug bum, Dillystein, right here, let's Dildo. He sells those with his daughter for the new people that are just waking up to this. And they put that Star of Ren fam on the box that you think is like a Star of David, a holy symbol. On dildos. Dildos. That SpongeBob thing where he's like chocolates. But the AI one where he's like pornos. But dildos. This guy. Anyway, I'm sorry. I can't stand this guy.
I said, and I'm.
Then when when you confront him on it, he goes, officer, officer, get him. He's done that twice, right? Get him. Especially towards, he acts like that, or he starts cussing them out at first almost, or he gets angry towards the Jews that expose him, that are in groups. But it's a fictitious, as we know, it's a fictitious kid, or whatever the mustache man finally had to admit. I hate to admit it. This is so hard for me to admit. It took me years. He'd always divert to defending them, like we've been doing. Because the Reddit already assumed you knew something about them and it was too harsh. So, like I'm doing, assuming that you guys already are far beyond me than me on this topic, but I think it's the most important topic. And I think we have the internet now. We can't just bury it, okay, don't talk about that and go back to work. Nope. It's fucked. You gave us all this stuff to learn, and you guys are fucked. It backfired. We know too much. The Samson option is the only option. I hate to put the word, but fuck, bro. Come on, bro.
I said, and I'm hopeful.
Google, actually go read what it is and don't give any stupid AI overviews of it. Go watch TikTok, type in, or YouTube, the Samson option. Fuck. I know somebody's going to be, what the fuck is that?
What I said, and I'm hopeful that this is something that the rabbi will agree with, is that it is a fact that Jewish pedophiles, American Jewish pedophiles, escape and run and hide in Israel, where they are given safe harbor by the government. That is a fact. They will not extradite our pedophiles. That is an absolute nonsense, given the many billions of dollars that we give to Israel that we can't get back the men.
I think he's blinking faster after she said it. I got to rewind one more time. I'm sorry. I think he started blinking faster.
By the government. That is a fact. They will not extradite. It is a fact that Jewish pedophiles, American Jewish pedophiles, escape and run and hide in Israel, where they are given safe harbor by the government. That is a fact. They will not extradite our pedophiles. That is an absolute nonsense, given the many billions of dollars that we give to Israel that we can't get back the men that are raping children, okay? And I can't imagine a single person that would think otherwise, that is not a nonsense and that we should not be giving back those pedophiles. And to be clear, it wasn't Kenneth Owens who researched and came up with this. It was an incredible Jewish organization that looked into this, talked about how wrong it was, and brought it into the mainstream media. If you don't like that Israel is harboring pedophiles, that's not on me. That is on the state of Israel, okay? Again, I am condemning.
Again, fake news. You guys said that in Germany, and I'm sure you said it in Russia. And then what happened? Last minute, 90% of you just all agreed with genociding all the Germans. And then y'all all declared war. And then the 100,000 military members in the German military were actually, come on, bro. Were they really helping the Germans? Were they fighting their fellow Jews? I don't think so. Maybe they were. I think they were probably fucking the business up, though, because you can't go against the J. They just never go against each other. You got some now doing it because of how viral it is. But Brother Nathaniel, I don't know. If you're not I don't know. It's just, what? they developed the whole place that, never mind.
The state of Israel for harboring American pedophiles and not extraditing them. Do you have a disagreement there, Rabbi? If so, please share.
Oh, damn, it didn't have his response. Of course, what channel was this? But yeah, it's throughout this book. It's not a red herring out of context. There's no verification that Aisha was 6, 8, or 9. But all the sources say Rebecca from the Jewish book was 3. That's kind of thrown in our book. Was married at 3. And that they go, oh yeah, that's like being an adult, but it's not now. No, it's not. 3? 3? That's what the rabbi said. Jews.
Some of the material in the Talmud that Jews consider to be scripture. They believe that this volume...
Again, Google it. The highest form of Jewish law, a guide coined as a guide to a Jewish life. The highest form. I mean, guys, there's a World Jewish Congress, and you mean they don't run our government? That there's certain protections in place at most of these countries if there's a World Jewish Congress. Oh, here's the 41st, 50th meeting or whatever. Like it's nothing. Oh, but it's an anti-Semitic trope if I say there's a World Jewish Congress. I'm being an anti-Semitic, but they can televise it and go, thank you all for coming to this thing that I'm going to tell this guy on TikTok doesn't exist. Or that you should tell when they bring this up and say it's fake news, it's an AI video. Well, what can they say now? Because we've seen these 40 years plus of these congresses every year. The Jewish World Congress. What is a Congress? What is a Congress? What is a World Congress? This is let's see if we even still on. Oh, yeah. A large formal meeting brings together delegates, experts, and leaders from all over the world to come on a specific topic. But influences the world to agree on a topic, right? Or it can for most countries. Let's skip the nonsense. Okay, what is get enough countries taking action, change a law, right? I skipped the nonsense. That binds all empires. So yeah, we're not all binded and ran by the British. You got the British thing but they're doing the courts. They're doing the paperwork, right? And they handle them. I don't know. These people are writing the laws. They're all J's, British J's. And let's get that confirmed. You know, they used to call it J-Town in Britain. A little flag over there. You know what I'm talking about, where all the banks are. They have their own flag, city, state, like. There it is. Forcing penalties or boost them on whether they like it or not. What? They vote on global resolutions that automatically bind. You might be thinking of the World Congress mechanic of video. No, not in a video game. No. See, we got all that, right? Governments hate being left out of shame. If 90% of the world changes their laws and protecting. So, in theory, before I say what I'm going to say, 90% of the world could be influenced to protect natives, blacks, Mexicans, I don't know. Okay, you're gonna divert here. I can smell it. What is... my next question is, what is the Jewish World Congress? And my computer's about to die. Hang on. Low power mode. I forgot. Fire. Now, I should have said, remembering what you just said about all that 90% could... Of course. Geneva. See, it was the counter to say we have more power than these people, because it was rising. Everywhere it was rising. And then that's not true. They did not want to do that. Rather, these people wanted to mass murder all of us. They've never proven the final solution. Again, a fabricated Jewish document. Operates on the talmudic principle. All Jews are responsible for one another. Again, all. You're responsible for all of them getting, if you speak out. Lobbying governments to crack down on hate speech. On the global stage, defending a country that's like, and then of course, fighting Holocaust denial. We all have to agree on that because of these people. Okay. We previously discussed, and with all civil rights attorneys, or on TV, that chick one said, we scared now, 'cause Jew hate on rise. Most of them, she claimed, were Jewish attorneys. Congress, all gov, basically dual citizenship with Israel. So 90%. So I didn't mean to hit enter. 90%. Bullshit. Deflection and denial. LOL. It's right in your face. No. World Jewish Congress, Jewish judges, Jewish foster parents, Jewish lawyers, Jewish police chief, sometimes, or officers, or who pay the officers, instructed and taught by IDF and is security. What is going on? Here we go. Fucking. See? Deflection. This does nothing but make my belief stronger. Just telling it like, you're not. Fuck out of here. That was my only
books
point.
is the Word of God. But they're in the Talmud that Jews consider to be Scripture. They believe that this volume of books is the Word of God. But there are things in there that would make the prophets of the Old Testament turn over in their graves. It says a proselyte who is under the age of 3 years and 1 day is permitted to marry a priest. It also says the intercourse of a small boy is not regarded as a sexual act. These are things that are contained within the Talmud that you can read. I did not make these up. They exist within this literature, and Judaism is a very literature-based religion, right?
Even Rebecca was only 3 years old when she got married. A 3-year-old then was equal to, who knows, probably 20-year-old today.
Someone who is 3 years old has never been considered an adult unless you're being delusional. It's not possible that a 3-year-old child could be considered an adult by the scriptures. Some of the material in the Talmud that Jews consider to be scripture. They believe that this volume of books
and of course, I got a migraine coming on now that I'm talking about this. Talmud. Oh, I'm going to stand out in the sun. We'll get rid of that. Of course, the first thing that comes up. Oh, shit. That's because I'm drinking sugar today. Sweet tea again. Y'all want back with this? 7 years ago. Jewish TV.
Rambam. Hilchos Isurei Bia. Laws of forbidden intimacies. Perek Shneim Asar, chapter 12. We now segue into another subject matter, and that is intermarriage and so on. Abel Yisrael Abel Akusis, a Jew who engages in intimacy with a non-Jewish woman, Ben Ktana Bas Shalosh Shana, whether she is 3 years old, and up, Ben Gdela, or she's an adult woman over 12 or 12 and a half, Ben Pnuya.
Over 12, 12 and a half, adult woman. I don't think we think like that anymore, even though all religion says adult is puberty. That's just crazy not to just be, that means, I just assume anyone that thinks that's an adult, they're already waiting. They're just like, at this point, or just the way that these guys describe it, they're just like waiting, like, all right. But three's okay, but no, we typically wait till they're like 12 when they're, that's what we consider it. But 3, I already wanted at 3, but fuck, we'll settle for 12. Does that work? Like they bartered with the government or something, or with other, I was like, 3's a little extreme. Well, how about 20? No. 15, 12. All right, fuck it. You drive a hard bargain. We usually don't do that. Oy vey. What is this? I'm going to get banned. Oh man, here we go. But why am I getting banned for this? They're admitting this. This is a rabbi. Jewish TV.
Whether she is available, even if he was 9 years old, as we learned earlier again and again, that's the beginning.
Why doesn't he say the whole thing in English? He says the specific phrase in Hebrew or most likely Yiddish. And why is he doing what these do? You see a lot of these get caught, mainly the Jew ones. They start rocking front to back like that. Some of them start outside to side like he did, but most of them start nervously rocking like some of the murderers do in prison, or being booked, or in this thing, or in the courtroom. They're just like, similar to how they're rocking as they get started when they're humping the wall. Type shit. So it's like, he's saying this, but he's also doing the same rocking that one fat Jewish pedophile when he got caught, or was it a preacher? He worked at some church, and he was slapping his legs afterwards, and but this one was like, look at the way he's doing it now.
Even if he was 9 years old.
What? Even if he was 9. I don't know what that means. I'm not fluent in the language, nor do I care to be fluent in the language in order to describe it, in order to respond. I don't care. This is ridiculous. Why do I have to learn? Why do I have to learn all that? Like, the fact that, it's been translated. I've already had it translated by other self-hating Jews, as you guys call it. Like, whatever the fuck. That's been the thing forever, South Park.
As we learned earlier, again and again, that's the beginning when intimacy has an effect with a man, kivin shaba alakusis bizodain arezunet eges. Then the courts could possibly.
That's when, they first start thinking like that, maybe. Or, probably not even thinking like that. That's the first ages that we know for a fact that a man can. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to fucking scar people, but if you're probably already scarred, you get what I'm saying. They can be scarred. You just are open about this. And then when we confront it, you're like, that's not true, that's anti-Semitic. What the fuck is this? On Jewish TV? Also, it's like if Baptist TV or your local Channel 8 that does the Sunday morning service from a church down the road, right? It's like if they allowed them to come and say this on there. And we're like, oh yeah. The Catholics, this is how we get away with it. This is what we like. This is what we believe in. And the Catholic priests that do that, mainly are in bed with the Jews. They would be off air real quick, or we had pitchforks and we would show up. But if it's Jewish.tv instead of Trinity Broadcasting, which has had sketchy shit on air in their channel in the past, it's like, it's okay if this guy's saying it. You guys are going to attack me. Instead of saying, all right, that guy's weird. I don't know where he's reading that, but that guy is weird. But I know what he's saying, but I'm like saying most people don't know what he's saying there when he speaks part of it in his language and says the other part. He says the important part in English. I mean, describes part of it in English, but when he uses like the word, because again, they call it something else. They don't have the same word. We call it pedophilia. They call it something else. They don't have a word calling it pedophilia, which shames it and makes it a deadly sin. One of the worst sins. It's the opposite to these people. It's a normalized thing that they don't. Oh, no, that's normal, My brother was getting around. My mom was having with my little brother at this age, when he was this age, right? And I was in middle school. Little brother, we've heard all these stories, bro, and I don't want to fucking do this shit all day. But you guys fucking come at me. My own family comes at me and says, you don't know what you're talking about. You're getting extremes. I don't want fucking people running my country that think like this. I haven't even said anything violent towards these people. But yet, everyone else says violent things towards me. The majority of people are on this wave preaching exactly what I'm saying. So the last 20 to 15% that want to be left in the dust and rot in hell, and Jesus laugh at you because, I don't know, or whatever he does, because literally we tried to tell you, and you defended a lie instead of asking Jesus directly, which is why he died on that stupid cross. It's not stupid, but why he died on it in the first place was to break the rule from us having to go through fake preachers who were lying to us. And now we got fake preachers, at most churches, not all of them, so being paid. There's a lot of churches preaching this crap. It's on my radio. We talk about it daily. But yeah, they're preaching the truth. But you know what I'm saying? We talk about it daily. But fuck, bro. It's like the same shit. It's like history repeating itself. It's like the people that killed our Savior are the ones, the Pharisees are the ones in power. They've literally accomplished their dream and got their world domination, because we couldn't do the one thing we were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? The people of Baal, bring them before me so they can be. What verse was that? Isaiah, I think? The prophets of Baal, bring them before me so we could. Should I say it on here or will I get banned? But listen to what he's saying, bro.
And a half, ben pnuya, whether she is available, ben eshes or not. Even if he was 9 years old, as we learned earlier again and again, that's the beginning when intimacy has an effect with a man, kivin shaba alakusis bizodain arezuner eges, then the courts could possibly take her to court and try to apply capital punishment if there are witnesses, etc., etc., who warn them. Because the Jew ran into
the non-Jew. Yeah. The non-Jew girl taking to court capital punishment. Not the Jew that engages with the R word.
A problem due to this encounter. This is specified in the Torah. Due to this encounter, this is specified.
They literally stole their language from a bunch of potato. What's potato meaning? Jewish.
Problem due to this encounter. This is specified in the Torah, as it says with the Midianites, that these girls were sent out by the Midianite leaders to entrap the Jewish young men.
That's not true. It's not the Torah that says this. Torah is supposed to be the first book, said that, but that's not true. They use that word interchangeably, I think, for the Talmud. My Bible doesn't say that. You guys are doing this. We're not sending people out. You guys are... What? Birthday parties, taking pictures of kids, being confronted, they won't delete it. And they have the locks and the hat on and the whole get up. They have to be dressed out so you can't offend them. Oh man, but he's just taking pictures of my kid, but if I say something that's anti-Semitic, why is he at this birthday anyways? Who is this guy? We're not Jewish. We don't know any Jews. But it keeps happening. America, the guy at Vegas, Australia, Europe, Switzerland, like, fuck. I'm crazy. For pointing this
as it says in the biblical story of
biblical. Here we go, diverting to a third book
of Bilam.
Bilam. Maybe it is in the Torah, but fuck it. I think it's also in the Talmud. But it's not. Not all the books. That's just one context. They tell us they treat it as entrapment, and they blame us. It's literally described, a Jew can force coitus on a male. A Jew can force coitus on a woman, non-Jew, and it's her fault. Automatically capital punishment for entrapping the Jew. Because her looks entrap the Jew. You gotta understand. Just existing, available to be violated, entraps the Jew. You should have, do we need to entrap all Jews so they can't be entrapped by the existence of pretty looking Gentiles? Or kids, which, that's fucked up, but that's normalized too. Again, 3. He said it. He's not the only one to say it. Tommy G. Literally, they're trying to get him now. He's having a hard time waking up to this. But yeah, he's seen a lot here. We've all seen it. The files release is making everybody go fucking National Socialist. And if you don't want that, then you gotta start being honest. And not this post-October 7th, not in my name. Yeah, I'm a J who's a normalized PDF, or my family has normalized PDF. And Talmudic law does, in fact, run the American courts, and it's why you don't have rights to keep your kids out of being taken by state and federal-funded child trafficking quotas at the CPS that's causing people to quit nationwide. In a big lawsuit right now. Nationwide. This is open. What the fuck? By definition. They don't get this funding. They don't get paid. They lose their job if they don't take kids. By definition. That's... What the fuck? So anyway, that's my final deal in this video. We're going to end this stream. We're going to call it what it is. I think they napping over there. I hope. But hopefully y'all guys, the few of you that left that are like, what's this going on? Can get out from under the rock you live in so we can save this place. Everything is literally on the endangered list because of these people. That was the blessing we got for blessing the synagogue of Satan. Those that say they are Jews and are not. They're Jewish. And that's what we get. We get all the sin, the pedophilia, everything else. Saudi Arabia, now they're going to have it in China. If China's been, if they take over China, Venezuela now. And that's just either you get taken over and get to have all this goy slop, or they just say, screw it, flatten you into a parking lot and just start over, replacing you all with Jews. So, I don't want my city or town, or even my state here in America, to be flattened into a parking lot because we're too anti-Semitic, or whatever they want to label us next. Because we're anti-pedophile and anti-child genocide. So, yeah. Again, not calling for violence. Anyone that puts that in the chat that says I'm an extremist calling for violence towards people that want us all unalived and call violence for us. Unless I actually say that in a clip, I don't want to hear that shit. Now, clearly, if they all think like this, that's an issue that, like I referenced earlier, Jesus would have said to these people, if they all believe and worship that ball, B-A-A-L, that he would have bring them before me so I can strike them down and unalive them, or whatever that Isaiah or whatever verse. Now, he said that. I'm not saying it. I don't want to get that instant social rejection label that everybody does, that they did the last time this shit went viral. But you have to remember, this thing, people woke up so much back then during the Henry Ford time that they filled Madison Square Garden with the symbols and the rhetoric and the same shit we're saying today. Yet, now, but all they had was mainstream media. They didn't have nothing else but word of mouth, printing their own little booklets, if that, papers printed from whatever libraries would let them print something like that, folks. And now we have the internet and everybody knows. Every single body knows, and they know that we know. Like the song. Yeah, mask off. That's it.
Made with only 4 ingredients, plus a dash of magic. Natural.
I'm sure he wouldn't care. Promotional. I'm not paid by him, but a free promotional purpose only 2-minute acoustic. It's not the mastered version. Off.
I think they both I can't tell you what's worse. The message was terse. Outright white supremacists are America first. I think they both sell merch. The whole place seems a little bit cursed. It's like somebody might have been living here first. Incels and sellers from a long line of failures underneath rumble umbrellas, daily wiring with the fellas. Mag, mega, hate, kid dwellers. The tale is older than the tellers. The tale is older than old Yeller. The internet is incarnate, manifested, given birth. There's some spillage in a village not far from where I'm living here on earth. It's a disgrace to the natural state. There ain't much that ain't. Hey Bill, hey Billy, hey Sarah, hey Tom, hey Mike. Everything is constantly unlike anything you've ever seen before. Everything is greater than it's ever been before. Pardon the progress, hate is part of the process. Catastrophic nostalgia and illusions of freedom. I think we ate the last apple in the Garden of Eden. All the masks are off and they don't even try. They know that you know that they know, and they don't even mind it. All the masks are off and they're getting lazy. They think you're so damn stupid. They think you're so damn crazy. Killing people from a distance in an instance of the insistence of a president with a blackmail gun to his head for the fun that he had in the dark ages. Pages and pages and pages and pages. I thought they'd get away with it. The minimum wage is outraged with it. Gonna burn somebody at the stake for it. Fruit of the doom, oranges and grapists. Hold on to your vapes, kids. Icicles and alligators and blood traders and purveyors of strange behaviors and masqueraders and masked invaders. And layers and layers and layers. Be good to your God and be good to your bear. Take your aspirin and your Roundup and say all your prayers. The loogie of factions that the nation has hacked is boiling and festered and stabbing itself in the back. Who here is surprised by that? Who here is blown aghast? If you want to know the future, simply look into the past. All the masks are off and they don't even try. They know that you know that they know, there's a hole in the ass of the United States, and it toots, and it shoots, and it wastes and complains. And there's a troll in the hole, collecting troll tolls and fees. Yeah, a moron from the Pentagon, they call this one Pete, and he's the troll in the hole in the ass of the country. Well, things they slip out, and other things they slip in. It's a revolving door, getting filled to the brim with any company with a product that'll kill folks with ease. Anybody knows if you're wanting dough, there's a place you can reach. It's in the hole in the ass of the country. And there's seepage, and there's leakage, no one knows where it goes. Some drips on our friends, some drips on our foes. It travels all around the world, and it's for your protection. It seems to land in the hands of anyone but a veteran. Sometimes a politician says he's bringing the plug. Yeah, he's had it, he's gonna patch it, and he wins sure enough. And by the time he sits down in the big Oval Office, the ass ambassadors come a-running, and they fill up his pockets. He says, sorry boys, I've seen the light. We need it deeper, we need it darker, we need it 5 times as wide. That's the hole in the ass of the country.
Right to Travel Act coming up soon, and I'm done with this shit, man. People just don't want to wake up on this topic.